Hello and welcome to an Everquest guide for a level 110 bard. So we're going to go over songs, we're going to go over my hotbar, buttons, and we're going to go over gear, AAs, and pretty much everything. So let's kind of go ahead and get started. Before I cover anything, I kind of want to talk about my extended target window, since the hotkeys will kind of correspond to some of this. All my characters have the same extended target window. X-Star 1, 2, and 3 are my group members. 4 is the assist target, so keep that in mind. And then this one is missing tank down here at the bottom for some reason. Group tank, there we go. Just for reference, all my characters use the same kind of setup, so if I say something, it's in reference to that. Alright, songs. Let's go with Aria of the Begalu first. So this is a increases the damage of your companion spells up to 45%. This bonus will decay on stuff over 110. Increases your companion's attack speed by 25. Increases their chance to triple attack by 40%. Increases their chance to flurry by 6% and adds 35% chance for the pets to flurry. This is insane. I'm not running any spellcasters, but that does increase proc damage by 45%. So 25% is, I believe this one is over haste. If we look here, I'm at 225 right now. If I drop off Aria, it goes down. So this is over haste. So this is like, I always get, it's that over percent all the way up to 25%. I think you have to have a raid haste item to go any higher than that. All right, so that's that spell. I got Arcane Ballad next. So fuels the destructive power of your group members, allowing them to strike with the Arcane Ballad effect, which does 1300 damage when they cast a damaging spell, or strike with Arcane Ballad Strike when making melee attacks. So this kind of gives you just an extra proc. It's this one. That's the old one. Switched them out here. There we go. Arcane Ballad. So 35 seconds to get 4 hits in, right? So if we come over here and we turn on melee to this guy, wow, that is like so slow. So there we go. 1. There's a chance, right? Spell damage. All right. There we go. 2400 damage. I just can't even read this. 11,000 damage. 2400. So it looks to be about 2400, and it can crit. It can twin cast. Very nice little extra damage you get. Just get every proc. So I got War March as the next song. This is just like the group haste. Increases attack speed by 60%. Doesn't really matter, honestly, because I'm getting, like, what is it, 80% from... no, I'm getting 75% attack speed from the wolf spell from the shaman. So just make sure we're maxed out in haste. Increases our strength to 279. Our attack rating by 179. And gives us a 127 point damage shield and adds 5% damage to attacks. So it's just an all-around good song to play. I have, this group is 2 rogue mercenaries, a monk, and the bard, right? So there's a lot of melee, a little extra damage and whatnot from all of that together. Then I have the song Cluzen's Spry Sonata. So this one increases armor class, so it makes it a little bit more tanky. And then resistance goes up a little bit, and the damage shield. Just a nice little defensive spell. Get that in there. And then I have Chorus, which is a mana regen, endurance regen, and health regen song every 6 seconds. This is fantastic, right? Get this going. It doesn't really affect our mana regen, I don't believe. But if we look at like my shaman here, click off where is it? Chorus, there we go. Click off chorus, right? Drops us down to 647, and then when it clicks back on, back to 800. So it's a massive amount of mana regeneration to give to the group, and it just keeps us going nonstop. Now I have Sethir's Insult, right? The insult line. So this will do 4,800 damage, right? So, but it takes 2,600 mana. Now, let me just go ahead and cast this here. Kind of see here, it actually did 30,000. I don't know. I don't know I don't understand that, but there we go. And it should cast again here in a few seconds, and just cast on it. But it does damage. It adds, you know, DPS for the Bard, right? And I mean, like the way I play the Bard, it doesn't really matter. Like Bard DPS is not really what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a DPS, which is increasing the damage of everybody else that the Bard is grouped with. But it's there. It takes a lot of mana. If I wasn't going to use that spell, I'd probably go with Dirge of, I think this is Last Horizons. I think this is the current one. This is the alternate spell I'd put here, so I wouldn't waste mana all the time. It covers your group in wisps, absorbing 10% of incoming melee damage, spell damage, and increasing all their stats by 24. This will fatal effect after absorbing 10,000 melee damage, 9,000 spell damage, or 1 minute. So this is kind of like every so often. I don't know what the recast time on this was, but definitely you get that going. It's got a 2-minute duration. Takes a hit off, right? It's defensive, doesn't take mana. Just depends on how you want to play it. Then I have Jimblaze Lively Crescendo, which is just another mana regeneration ability. So this one works a little different. Let's see where that one at. I don't see it there. Is it over here? Yeah, it's right here. So it's not gonna, I don't think it'll tick down since I'm in guild lobby, but it puts a 35-second timer on, and then after that 35 seconds, it will regenerate all your mana. Pretty good amount right there. So it's just kind of like you fire it off, and then you can use it later on. Trevino's Song of Suffering. So this is another damaging spell, in the sense that it grants the ability to the companions, right? So it's a proc. So grants your companions ability to deal 9,000 damage when they do melee. So it'll proc. So if we turn it on, right? All right, now we have it. Let's see, it's got 3 charges on it, so I don't know what the percentage. I don't know what the percentage on that is, but there we go. Trevino Strike, 44,000. Got 1 charge. And getting that Arcane Ballard Light. Same with all these other ones. There we go. Another one, 44,000. That's a critical. 1 more. And then it wears off. 9,000. So, it's extra damage that's done via melee. If you have pets, it'll go onto the pets and stuff like that. I don't think it works on spells. Yeah, so you have to be melee with that one. So if you don't have melee in your group, you would not cast that. I'd probably swap Dirge to this spot and then keeps Insult there. So it just depends on how you want to play it. Then we have Diatomic Psalm, right? So this does two things, right? It does increases the damage, so it kind of does what Arya does here, and then it also does what Chorus does. So it's just like a boost. I believe it stacks with everything. If we hit it off here, it's got a recast time. I can't really see it in the Bard thing, but we should get some Psalm of Potential, which is just what is this? 6,900 damage to spells. And then we should get another one somewhere around here. Where is it? Is it over here? Oh yeah, here it is. And then right here we get, what, 12 charges of this? Restores 3,900 hit points. Increasing damage of melee hits. Yeah, I don't know what to... I don't know how to click the charges down, but it just works. It's fantastic. And then I have Silence of Jimbel, which is the AoE AoE mez that bards get. It only does up to 110, so it's not as useful as no, that's the single target mez. I'm sorry. This one's single target mez 110, and then we get the AoE one right here, Wave, which does 113, which is kind of weird. Like, unless I have the wrong single target mez memorized. I think that's kind of weird, right? Enthrall. Nope. That is it. Slumber. Or maybe I had Lullaby memorized. Come on. Why are you not? Is there like an error going on here? Oh, you know what? I had the lull, didn't I? It was the lull. I misread that whole entire thing. Calm. Yeah, silence goes there. And then enthrall. Slumber goes there. Yeah, that's what yeah, silence calms the person up to 110. So I can lull a mob that's up to 110. I read that all wrong. And then wave is the AoE mez, which will mez it, up to 6 targets, 113 for 30 seconds. And then slumber will mez a target up to 113 for 18 seconds. So the bard mezzes work differently than like an enchanter mez, right? So I'll cast it on this guy, right? So it puts a buff on him. So that's the mez buff, right? It lasts for 30 seconds, right? So that's extend. So I have 30 seconds of him doing that. I don't have to do anything else to him. But if I keep casting on him, it'll constantly recast on him. So it'll always, you can see here, like unconscious and stuff like that. And then the wave has a recast time. So if we do wave, I think it's like a 30-second recast time, but it will still do a 30-second mez, and it'll just stay, right? So bards, a boxed bard, I'm getting 1, maybe 2 mezzed single target mezzes, right? A real player playing a bard can probably do, the target switching fast enough to like mez this guy, go over here, restart the spell, cast over here on this guy, right? That's 2, and then I still have like enough time for maybe 1 more. Maybe I'd have to ask Ion Blaze how many he can mez, but I typically can't get more than 2 because I box. So, and then for the last one, I have the Aura of Zigam, which is just another mana regeneration kind of aura thing going on here. This will do another bunch of mana. So I focus on the mana regen a lot because my Shaman Chaincast heals and stuff like that, and I feel like that's probably the best thing to do. But Arya takes care of the melee stuff, and that keeps care of that. So plus chorus, I think they all stack. I feel like they all stack anyway. Like, I don't know, do you even have that? Do you even have the aura? I don't even see it. Are you grouped? Yes, you are. Yeah, I don't even see the aura on here, so maybe it doesn't stack? I don't know. If it doesn't stack, it's a free spell slot, so I don't know. But it doesn't matter. I go for mana regen, and that's really what it really boils down to. If it doesn't stack, like it's on right now, but I don't see it anywhere, which is weird, right? You usually see an icon. Here, let's do this. It could just be that I'm in guild lobby and it's not guild lobby, guild hall, and it kind of jacks everything up. Let's just click off all these things here and see. There we go. That's all the auras. Okay, let's cancel that one. Replenishing aura. There's no icon for it. I must be blind. Like, there has to be an icon. Here, let's go over here to the shaman. Yeah, I don't see one. Let me get rid of that, maybe. Here, let's just click off all our junk over here. Totally sidetracking this entire thing by this. All right, remove that. Like how it shows all these things here. Sounded by replenishing aura. All right, I bet here's one way we can tell. So 647. Let's remove the aura. And let's move away. 647. And this would be far enough away. So, okay, so apparently that spell doesn't do anything. So, all right, there we go. The case closed. This does nothing. So, I don't even know what I would put there as a replacement right now. We'll think about that. That's funny. I could have swore that it actually did something, but no, it does not. Is there another aura that's like useful? No. Yeah, so I wouldn't use any of those. All right, well, there we go. That's all the songs. So for hotbars, right, I got a hide corpse macro, which also does cellos, which is where is it at? Right. Really? Is it not there? Totally missing the spell, right? Yeah, cello sonata right here. Just increases our run speed by a significant amount. If we look at our velocity, right? Hit that button, 88 velocity. So it's pretty fast. Pretty fast indeed. And then does that in an auto inventory just in case there's something on the cursor. I do not have the multi-bind for the bard. Now, I have the bard using numpad 1 and 2 to 1 and 3 to assist and 4 to do extra damage, but for the most part, I do not want the bard doing anything when I'm pushing other buttons on the other characters, because if I have to mez something, the bard has to be 100% focused on mezzing. Like the bard cannot multitask. So we'll cover the mezzes here in a second. But I got burns, I got fierce eye, quick time, blood drinkers, coating, use item 17, which is a breastplate, lyrical prank, and funeral dirge, cacophony, frenzied, kicks, dance of blades, thousand whatever that is, 1,000 blades, and Song of Stone, Spire of the Minstrels, a Valaginius shout, which I have no idea why I put that in there. I think that's a taunt. Effectively, this all do more damage, right? And specifically, Fierce Eye and Quick Time are the kind of bread and butter of the Bard class's ADPS, right? So Fierce Eye every 3 minutes, you can give everybody in the group an extra base 26% melee, 20% crit, critical chances, magical effects by 300%, increase the healing and damaging spells by 13%, And the chance your damage and and healing spells will apply critical by 13%. So effectively, this is just like a mini, just a badass spell is what this ends up being. And every 3 minutes you can use this. This would be something I would put in a multi-bind. I'm probably going to reposition it. Like I plan on moving some characters around, and I plan on positioning this used more frequently. Especially if I group with my enchanter, I would have this on cooldown, and probably do some multi-bind action for the bard at that point, because I would not be mezzing with the bard if I have an enchanter. But Fierce Eye, massive 8 DPS for everybody in the group. And then what is the other one? Quick Time right here. Again, everybody in the group gains 1300 attack power, accuracy by 90%, chance to land additional hit with a two-handed weapon or a one-handed weapon, reduced cast time on spells and songs, and base weapon delay. This is just like insane. Very insane. Every 10 minutes on that. Just just thinking about that, taking off 0.25% of the spells. Cast time. Gosh, that's just gonna go crazy. And let's see here. That's everything with that one. Blood Coater's drink. Oh my god, I can't talk. Blood Drinker's Coating is just a 2% melee life tap. Typically I wouldn't give this to my bard, but I have like 9 of these things now, so I've kind of just spread them out for all my characters, and it's just a little extra healing for this self-healing, right? Use item 17. So this is a conflagrant breastplate. When you click it, you get what do you get when you click this? Increase your melee and spell damage of the group. There you go. Spell damage, direct damage spells, cost. Yeah, so it just gives you 45 uses of more. 45 uses or 12 seconds. Wow, that's not a whole lot of time. So, lyrical prank is just some doppelgangers to generate hate. Pull aggro off the tank. Funeral Dirge, I believe that is a increase the damage target takes from melee attacks. So just it's a debuff really. Deals 35,000 damage. Cacophony, more damage. 16,000 damage. Frenzied Kicks, same thing, right? More damage. Well, this lowers the reuse on the kick skill. Kick is auto skilled for this character. Dance of Blades. I believe this is 100% chance. This is a self buff. 100% chance to dual wield, double attack. Increase your chance to triple attack by 3. It's just a very high damage melee operation for the bard. And then Burn 3, Song of Stone, which I believe is the gargoyles, right? Yeah, summons gargoyles. Spire, which is just increases everything damage, right? And then the Shout consumes 24. Or no, this isn't the taunt, right? Yeah, there's a different one that's called that does the taunt. This one consumes endurance to do 24,000 damage. Stun the opponent up to 111. Oh, it stuns everything in a 50-foot cone. Wow, I didn't even know that. Improve the resist modifiers, so it's a Tash also. And then triggers Boastful Conclusion, which does 200,000 damage. It's just an insane spell. You could do this every 12 seconds. I have it in burn, though. Then I have Fading Memories, which just is like a Memblur. So it's like insta-cast, so you just run it, you just hit it, right? And it fades it. Takes mana, You see my mana goes down like 2%, 4% every time. So just, you can fade as many times as you have mana. I have 2 assist buttons on 1 and 3. So it just targets X-Tar 4, which is the assist target, turns attack on, and does reflexive rejoiner. Oh my god, really? I hate how you can't attack those. So you steal your reflexes, delivering 4 slashes to your target, or storing a large amount of mana to your group. So kind of just it's a little mana regen thing. And then combat AAs here, I do the same kind of stuff. Boastful Bellow. Where is that one at? 24,000 damage. Stun. Cacophony. I know I'm saying it wrong. I know I am. I had my wife pronounce it for me and I still can't do it right. This one does 20,000 damage. And then Bladed Song. This one just puts 1,000 point damage shield on your target. So when it's like a reverse damage shield. So every time they get hit, they take 1,000 damage. I think that's how it works. No, wait, this was a different one. This one is a damage shield you put on them, but they take it every time they land a melee hit. All right, so I don't know. It just does lots of extra damage. And I just have that there. Pretty slim pickings on the Bard for skills. Then I have an X target 5 Mez, which is so 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 is what I'm not fighting. So if I have 2 mobs, the first one is going to be what the assist is fighting. And the 5th one is going to be what I would want to Mez. So I cast number 12 to Mez it, right? So it's the same, you know, just whatever. I can't simulate it right now because I don't have any targets. But and then the same thing for 6, it'll just do. So I can kind of, since I'm not, you know, like I'm spamming like 4 or 5, right, as my normal attacks for my other characters. The Bard's not doing anything unless I hit numbad 1, 2, or 3. So I can do these mezzes without worrying about that. And that's why I kind of run it that way. And then AoE mez just does the AoE mez. And typically that's probably the best. It lasts for just 30 seconds. And you can only cast it every 30 seconds. So you kind of, there's like a few hits that kind of get through there. But typically you'd want to kill one of the mobs in less than 30 seconds, and then take the other mob and mez it with a single target. Then I have a follow button. This stands, targets X target 1, follows them, and then cast Cello Sonata, and then also invite for the kind of the group invite thing that I've shown in many of the videos. Melody Rest, so this is 5 and 7. So 5 is chorus, 7 is crescendo. If I'm not in combat, I'm going to click this, and it's just going to do those 2, and that's it. I have Sonic Disruption down here. Sometimes I manually pull with the Bard, because the Monk is, you know, like there's going to be some kind of issue the Monk can't deal with, and the Bard is a little bit easier to pull with at times. It's, one of the better pullers in the game, I'd say, but with silence, right, I can lull this guy. I can go over here. I can lull this guy. You know, and like those 2 are lulled, and I got enough time, like 30 plus seconds, to do whatever I need to do, and I can fade, right? The Monk has a longer use on their lull, so if I pull with the Bard, I can do it that way. And then Sonic Disturbance is the ability I use to pull. It just does 1 point of damage, so I don't get summoned, and just brings them in, right? Kind of like Distant Strike with the Monk. So I have Origin, my 2 Guild Hall Teleporters, Campfire, my Stein for Plane of Knowledge, and my Throne of Heroes, just teleport stuff. And then Melody Combats. This is my combat melody. It's kind of crazy. It's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. I skipped chorus for some reason. Can't remember why at this point. And 1, 8, 5. I think it had to do with the duration of these spells. Anyway, it's a very complex to maximize uptime, I guess. I spent a while trying to get that all mapped out. Let's see here. That's that. And then I have a stop song macro just to stop singing. It's the same as clicking like it's the same as clicking it like that, but I can just click that. So it works that way. Group up, invite Tawani. So before I put invite in here, I'd click this to join the group with Tawani, but don't need to anymore. Listen to the Devout. It's a 100% experience for 30 minutes every day. Let's see here, Dance Blades. These are just the AAs, so I can see if they're on timer. When the way I use IS Boxer, right? It's I can on the other windows, on the other screens, I can see the I can see these bars, right? And I can tell if they're on cooldown or not. This helps me do that. Rallying Call and Rallying Solo. These are resource regeneration spells. Rallying Call, I believe, is the group one. No, this is a target, and Rallying Solo is self only. So it just gives you more mana regen or endurance regen, and you can target a person. So I typically do the do my monk with this to get her going, because she just burns through endurance like nothing. And then the breastplate for that. And these are the same thing, just these are all the different AA abilities, so I can kind of see when they're on cooldown or not. Dirge of the Sleepwalker is a Mez song that's an AA. I haven't really mastered this yet, nor have I really put any effort into it. But you have to, it says you have to retain full concentration on it, so I just use the normal Mez. It just seems like something that you would need to manually do, like without having the in-game socials to configure that. But yeah, Sonic Disruption. It's like, this is the pole Billy. I don't know why it's in 2 spots. I don't know. Maybe for easier access is what I had. And then I have tracking here, so I can always keep an eye out for names. Forage. Always foraging. Last Stand. Gives me 50,000 hit points in armor class. Just kind of an oh-no thing, right? Shield the Notes. Another one of those kind of lower your damage kind of stuff. Death Dance. Avoid most attacks. Alright, it's another defensive ability. I never use them because they're all in this hotbar and they're not bound, so I'm... that's a Gribble macro for doing Gribbles. I don't do Gribbles anymore, so that can go away. Food and Drink. This just summons food and drink from the things from the marketplace. What are they called? Yeah, the spice tea and the cookie generator. Yeah. Then more duplicate macros for selling call and solo. I don't know why. And then another stop song just in case I want to stop. And then over here I have some controls for my mercenary, passive and burn. I keep it on burn all the time. And then I have Sharia's Clouding, which is the group Invis Undead, group Invis, and group Levitate. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I blocked the Levitate portion, so I just get the Clouding. So it gives me the double Invis for my whole group. It's very, very fantastic for getting around zones. And Balanced, I don't even know why that's there. It's a healer macro. See you. And then I have all my different illusion masks like halfling, gnome, dark elf, barbarian, and Amino Necropotence. So if I feel like changing my face, that's the options. All right, so that is spells and setup of how that's all going. Gear wise, I'm in full conflagrant here at 110. The upgrades to this would be TBL armor, the Burning Lands armor. I don't have any of that. Another option would be Ring of Scale tier 3, which is the group tier 2, but the way they did it in Ring of Scale is that the crafted armor is in between the tier 1 and the tier 2, so effectively stuff that drops in Chardock is not Chardock, VP, Howling Stones, that armor is the tier 2. But you're gonna want to get, oh come on, really? You're gonna want to get Snowbound. That would be the best armor you can get at best non-raid armor. I guess TBL raid armor would be better than Snowbound. Snowbound armor would be the best group armor you can get, and go here, and then if we compare it versus what I have already, it's like almost a 2,000 point HP difference, right? Definitely where you want to go, Snowbound armor with you know, whatever weapon you can afford that's better than what you have, right? I'm using conflagrant rods, which are one-handed blunt, but I'm using these very specifically because they trigger remote healing. Because I wanted more healing on my monk. I'd probably switch these out with something to do damage, in all honesty, in the future. But right now, this is kind of what I got. And they have they're pretty nice, well, weapons. Stat-wise, heroic dexterity is kind of where I was targeting, and I got ingenious, or whatever. Yeah, so these are kind of, yeah, like vigor 21, eruditeness 21, eruditeness 21. So I think those are like the best ones I could crafted, right? I made all the armor myself. It's just whatever I grabbed. Yeah, this charm is doing nothing for me right now because it requires group tasks in Ring of Scale. So I'm losing stats there for sure. But you can see, kind of going for dexterity as my primary heroic stat. And then I'll go Snowbound in that. And then finally, AAs. Where would I spend my AA points? Because at 110, you like auto grant stops, right? You get your last auto grant shipment, and you're like, oh man, now I gotta get a bunch of AAs. So this one right here, this one comes in at 112, and this kind of brings in like why you want to do insult. Let me bring that one back. Where is it? I think it's direct damage, right? Yeah. So the insult line triggers the synergy, right? And that gives everybody in the group one melee attack or direct damage that does 45,000 damage. And that scales up over, the different things. So while it might, drain my mana, it's giving more DPS to the group. So it's an ADPS spell. Definitely worth doing and using. It just depends on, how you're playing and how that goes for you. But I would focus on getting that at 112 first. I would probably pick up this one here, the focus for it also. Let's see here. have like everything else. Class. We get quick time and fierce eye. I would get all the boastful bellow, cacophony, funeral dirge. A tune stuck in your head. I'd make sure to grab that. Weapon mastery. We already got that. So that's the taunt. Let me see here. What would I get from this one? Oh, what does that require? 115. Twin song, probably grab that. Burst of power, ambi, I'd grab those. I mean, you literally want to get everything, but these are the ones I would focus on. From 110 to 115. Natural durability, combat agility, combat stability, general sturdiness. I'd grab all those every time I can. But those are kind of where I'd focus on AAs. But it's kind of a short list there. It's probably like 10,000 AAs to focus on. So definitely a good thing to do. But that is my bard for 110. You can hear I'm losing my voice, so I got nothing else. But if there's any questions or comments, please let me know, and I'll address them in the 115 video. But as I approach 115 is kind of like the direction I'm going to be going with this character. The same, 80 PS is the best I can do. I plan on probably being in my Paladins group for a little while, trying that out and see if I can get it to work better. But I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it all out. But yeah, so there you go. Thank you very much for watching, and please have a fantastic day.